to the Ed Show. Life on the prairie in the middle of the country is different, but the people who are there, they certainly cherish everything about it. Native Americans in South Dakota, they want to be heard. They are doing their very best to preserve their land and their culture. The Rosebud Sioux Reservation is one of the most economically depressed places in the country, but they love it and they want to save it. But the people of the Sioux tribe are determined to stop a multinational company flooded with cash from coming onto their land. Native Americans in South Dakota are forming a united front in the battle against the proposed Keystone XL. A group sanctioned by the Rosebud Sioux tribe set up a prayer camp near the town of Mission, South Dakota to keep up the pressure against the pipeline. They're planning to take their peaceful statement to Washington.
We're going to have 30 of these teepees encamped on the National Mall to bring that prayer to Washington, D.C., to bring our voice to Washington, D.C., and to bring our leaders to Washington, D.C.
This encampment, it means that we're here. It means the Lakota people are here. And it means that no matter what anyone thinks or perceives about, what we're doing here, or the Lakota people, but we've never left. I think that's the biggest thing, what this means. This encampment means that we've never left.
You met with Attorney General Eric Holder. Tell us about that conversation.
I met with Eric Holder 2 weeks ago. There were 6 different tribes. We had consultation with him, and we talked about the pipeline. We asked him who was going to protect the Lakota Nations when it comes to stopping this pipeline. And Eric Holder said that he has to do what the United States, what his boss, President Obama, tells him to do, and that basically we're going to be on our own. He said he'd get back to me, but we know that wasn't happen.
Eric Holder said you're on your own?
He didn't say we're on our own. That's what I took it to be when he said I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So he referred to the president.
Yes.
And gave you no concrete answer about the pipeline?
I'm going to protect the Lakota people.
TransCanada says the Keystone XL pipeline doesn't cross any reservation or tribal trust lands. But the pipeline would cross through the original reservation territory granted in the 1868 Treaty of Fort Laramie, which included all of South Dakota west of the Missouri River.
The 1851 Treaty, the 1868 Treaty, those treaties, we still honor and live by them. And yet, even the United States government has that fault too. Even consulting our tribe, our Rosebud Sioux tribe, didn't even do that.
When you sign a treaty between 2 nations, that's the law. And the Constitution supports that. And when those things are violated, how can't you feel like you're not being violated? If your treaties, if the laws that you signed, and those treaties say that it's based on integrity, it's based on our commitment as a country, it's based on our Bill of Rights, and then you come in, you sign it with another country, and you engage in those understandings, and then you violate those, what's the word? What is your word there? So yeah, definitely the people feel violated.
We've never been consulted by KXL pipeline, by TransCanada. So there's a violation right there. Secretary Clinton, when she was the secretary, didn't come out. Secretary Kerry hasn't come out. President of the United States hasn't come out. The Rosebud Sioux tribe is a tribal nation. The sovereignty of tribes predates the U.S. Constitution, predates the arrival of Europeans on our shores. We are a nation, and we have not been treated as such.
The environment is a major motivator for the line.
We're actually asking our leadership, our Congress, our senators to take a real good look at the environmental impact statement that was submitted to the Department of State. There's a lot of flaws in that, and we can show them. As a matter of fact, we took some documents to the Department of Interior, and hoping that since we as Native people fall under the Department of Interior, that they would actually do something.
The Lakota have a very specific concern about possible contamination of the water.
It's a business. We have Lakota water, and it's pretty lucrative, and It keeps people employed. You know, when you start putting that at risk, and then on top of it, the water in those areas, specifically not feed members and non-members. You know, like we said on our campaign deal against this thing, it's not an Indian thing, it's not a white thing, it's everybody's issue. So I like to help out in any way I can.
For one thing, they're going to ruin Earth. Second, water. This pipeline is coming up on the northern tip of our OGALLALA aquifer. We're drinking that water right now. It's coming along some river tributaries that go into the Missouri River, and our people are drinking that Missouri River water right now. I mean, the Oglalas, they fought for years to get water out to the reservation, and they're finally getting it, and now they're trying to build a pipeline through these rivers.
What has not been addressed in any study or report are the concerns of safety and security in the area if the pipeline is approved.
We've been to a couple of city council and county commissioner meetings, and it's, you know, we raised the issue at the man camp, and one of the, you know, we don't have jurisdiction over the non-tribal people, and they can't come onto our allotment lands. And so one of the townspeople said, well, if there's a danger there, don't you think you should have a police officer there for a threat that doesn't even come from within our community? And that's the threat that, you know, the man camps that we've seen, the statistics in North Dakota with increased domestic violence and sexual assaults.
What would it mean if the president said no to this?
When the President Obama was campaigning in 2008, he came to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and he met with a number of tribal leaders. And at that meeting, he was given a name, Wichasha Oyate Wawokie. And that name means the man who helps the people. And so he would be living up to his name and to the destiny that we hope he will fulfill as one who helps the people. Not just Sioux people, but everyone in the United States and throughout the world.
It's pretty amazing. You think he remembers that?
I do. And we hope that he remembers the commitment that he made, the support that American Indians throughout the country showed him, and that he does the right thing not only for us, but for all Americans.
The Sioux Nation will set up camp in Washington, D.C. later this month. We'll have more coverage on that. The Sioux Nation calls President Obama the man who helps the people.